Hello, good morning. I'm back. Sorry I wasn't around last week. I wasn't very well, so I'm a week late, but hopefully you've been on the edge of your seats waiting for the next episode. So welcome back. We are on the third limb of yoga, which are asanas. Asana means seat or posture. And the third limb of yoga is when we practice the physical postures of yoga, so sun salutations, and I have prepared some things, which are a couple of videos of me on the roof terrace here, because we're in quarantine when I started this. So I've got a couple of videos of me doing some sun salutations, which I'm going to share in the screen, and I will talk you through the steps. And if you want, I will also share I should have prepared this earlier. I will also prepare the links to the other sun salutations that I've done in the past for my YouTube channel, and I'll put the links in there. So let's get right to it, and let me share my screen when everything is started. So I think I do a lot of these videos just because I want to have a record of my own practice, and also to not show, but like, just, you know, anyone can do this. It's not really rocket science. You've just got to crack on and try. So, for example, this morning, woke up having my breakfast now. This is a peanut butter sandwich toast. That's where the egg yolk dripped on, because I've also got an egg. Yeah. So when it comes to diet, I try to follow a vegetarian diet. Now, obviously these are eggs, so I'm not vegan, but eventually it would be nice to be vegan. It's just not ready yet. That's okay. So back to the screen. So if how do I do this? This is so funny. You just get to explore what's going on in Zoom. So technical issues. Okay. Share screen. Okay. So this one. So we're going to have an inception moment where you'll see my head. Okay, cool. Now, hopefully, I don't know if this is working. Oh, okay. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. Okay. No, I don't want a weekend special. So let's try that again. Here we go. Let's make it little so I can see you and you can see me. Maybe okay. I'm not sure if you can see me. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a link to it. First, let me close this. Let me share my screen again. We'll try that. How interesting. Yeah, it's here. Technical issues. Okay, how do I connect this? Can I make this bigger? Okay, there we go. Let's try. So, we are in the video. I'm saying hello. I'll put the volume down and I will talk you through the sun salutation whilst we're here. Thank you very much for your patience. This is the first time I've done this, so obviously sometimes the first time takes a little bit longer. So I really hope you can see the screen with the yoga video that I'm doing. Otherwise, I will put a link to it in the comments, and I'll also upload that video onto YouTube so you've got it. So to begin, what has happened is I come to the mat and I put my ankles together with perhaps a little space, maybe like that much space in between the heels. Then I put the knees over the ankles, then I put the hips over the knees, and then I try to put my shoulders over the hips so that there's like one straight line. And often I try and think of a cord, like a piece of string, pulling up from the crown of my head, and I take a few deep breaths just to settle and ground and begin. So I begin my sun salutation with lifting my arms up above my head and trying to keep my head in between my elbows. Then we do a forward fold from the hips, and I bend at first thing in the morning or first sun salutation. Bend your knees so that you can bring your hands to the mat as best possible. And then I play and I have a look to see if I can straighten my legs. Not everybody can, especially at the beginning, our hamstrings are super tight. So that's my cousin. She's so beautiful. She's got a kitchen anyway, back. She's got a kitchen reforming business, but that was beside the point. So then step back with the right foot, step back with the left foot, go into a plank position, and then gently at the beginning, this is a basic sun salutation for an easier way, to bring your knees to the mat gently, and then slowly come down onto the belly into a baby cobra, and then turn the tops of the feet over so that the top of the foot is on the mat, and then press and use the weight in the hands so that you can lift the chest up off of the mat as much as you, not as much as you can, but as much as feels comfortable. Then turn the feet back over so that the toes are on the mat, and press all the weight into the hands and lift your hips straight back up and back. So then I take a slightly wider stance just to sort of feel into the hips, feel into the hamstrings, feel into the calves, stretch the shoulders out, bend the elbows very slightly so that you are using more of the muscles rather than relying on the bones and the joints. Then step forward with the right foot. And what I did here is I stepped forward slightly shorter than what I can to show you that, you may not be able to bring your foot all the way in between your hands. Bring it as far as you can and then use your toes to creep forward slightly until they're in between, your feet are in between your hands. Bend your knees, prepare, put the weight from the left foot into the front of the mat, and then slowly, with a big inhale, come up to bring your arms up above the head. Then I bring my hands into a prayer position in front of my hand, in front of my chest, and then again come back down, bending the knees as much as you need to, so that you can reach the mat and play, like press the weight into the hands. Make yourself ready to step back with the left foot, because now we're doing the other side. Then step back with the right foot, bring the knees to the mat gently, turn the tops of the feet to face the mat, and then with your elbows facing backwards, which requires a bit of a rotation in the shoulders and squeezing of the shoulder blades together, come down into a press up position and then slide forward slightly into a baby cobra. So baby cobra is like this, when you use your hands to help lift the chest, open the chest up and forward. Then to come out into a downward dog, turn the toes back over so that they're touching the mat, press the weight into the hands, and then press back up into the hips, shooting the hips kind of moving up and back. Then to finish the round, step forward with the left foot. Again, you can see some people at the beginning especially, you won't be able to bring your foot all the way to the front. So bring it as far as you can and use your toes in like this sort of action to bring the feet in line. Then put the weight into the hands and the left foot to bring the right foot forward to meet the left. Come all the way up with a big inhale, because you're changing your blood pressure, you're changing the flow of blood through your head and your chest and your torso. And then take a few deep breaths and bring the hands into this position in front of the chest, just to help to finish off nicely. So that is one sun salutation. That's one round. So let me see if there are. I know what I can do. I can go to YouTube and see if I can. I'm going to prepare this much better next time. I'm going to do it again in the future. This sort of this style of video, because I think I can do better in the future. But the first time round, you know what, you just got to try it. So my connection's a little bit slow, that's okay. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to open another one which I made. Here's what I made earlier. So desktop, yoga videos, side twist. Okay. Hopefully you can see this as well. Otherwise it's very strange. Imagine it's just me talking in my face and no videos. Stuff like this happens. So I'm going to close that, close that, close that, closing that. Oh, I'll close mine. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Hopefully you can see this. So there we go. I'll put myself in this corner. So this is another sun salutation. This is one I did before the one I've just showed you, because I had my socks on at that point. So I take my socks off to get better grip on the mat. Now this is a mat that I borrowed from the gentleman that I'm living with whilst I'm staying out here in Alpha, and it's a little bit shorter than what I normally use. And you might notice that sometimes when I take a step, my feet come off the mat. But you know what? You do what you can. As long as you can protect your feet and your knees from any hard surfaces, then you'll be able to enjoy your practice better. So let me go back slightly to here. So come to the mat and bring your feet together like that on the mat, with perhaps a little bit of space in between the heels, so that you know your big toes, knuckles of your big toes are touching, and then knees over the ankles, hips in line with the knees, arms come up in a big inhale, and then coming forward from the hips, reaching the arms forward, pressing into the mat when they come down to the base of the body. Bend the knees as much as you need to, press the weight into the hands. I'm going to come back to this bit because it's quite important. So there's a transition here. So I bend my knees to bring my hands all the way flat onto the mat. And then what I do is I come up to what's called a flat back. So you're trying to have a flat back. Now I have plenty of time when it hasn't quite worked out, but that's okay. Practice yoga and it will get better. So let's come back to this bit. So a flat back, preparing the weight into the hands to step back with the right foot, and then step back with the left foot, come into a plank position, bring the knees to the mat, come down with the chest, elbows facing back, and then coming up to a baby cobra. Turning the feet back over so that the toes touch the mat, and then pressing the weight into the hands to bring the hips up and back. Then step forward with the right foot, step forward with the left foot, come all the way up with a big inhale, mini back bend just to bend the spine in a different direction. Hands come together in the center of the body in the front. Hands come to the mat, bend the knees, step back with the left foot. So we're doing the other side now. Left foot, then the right foot. Knees come to the mat, chest and chin to the mat, pressing with the pressing into like a press up position with your elbows facing back, and then pressing the weight into the hands, back into a downward dog, stepping forward with the left foot, stepping forward with the right foot, and then up into a mini back bend, hands into the center of the chest, and coming into Tadasana, which is mountain pose. So then I'm going through and doing another flow. So that's coming arms up, arms down, flat back, stepping back, or jumping back, because equally going back with both feet helps to shorten the flow and helps to bring equilibrium into the sun salutation. So jump back. Let's go back to this bit. So the beginning of the flow, hands come to the mat, flat back, jump back into a plank position, knees to the mat, elbows backwards, bending, and then up into an upward dog. Be careful with that one. Make sure that you've been practicing for a while. Then downward dog, pressing the weight into the hands, lifting the hips up and back, stepping forward with the right foot. And then this is a different flow. So keeping the top of the foot of the left side on the mat, reaching the arms up and back to reach like a big ball of energy. Then coming back into a little vinyasa, upward dog, turning the feet over, downward dog, pressing the hips up and back, stepping forward with the left foot, bringing the right knee to the mat, top of the foot comes down, just balance, stable, bringing the arms up to do a back bend, and then preparing the foot to come back into a downward dog. So these flows are things that you can add different postures into the sun salutation. So once you've learnt the basic sun salutation, then you can use your knowledge of other postures and link them into the movements which are linked to the breath. So here we are in an upward dog. In the downward dog, like I mentioned, my feet came off the mat because my mat's normally a little bit longer, but you know what? Very grateful to have a really nice spongy mat for the work on the rooftop because it's like tiled floors. Then this is part of the flow where you prepare by putting one foot in the middle of the mat and then lifting the other leg up to open the hips, and then here bringing the lifted leg forward and going into a side triangle variation. So bringing the left hand on the inside of the foot and then flowing back, knees, chest, chin to the mat, put a vinyasa in there so that we can help to strengthen all the muscles, increase the blood flow across the whole of the body. Then preparing on the other side, left foot comes into the center, right foot comes up, bend the knee, that comes over to the other side of the body. You can see like I'm going with my shoulders like this because I'm trying to keep them square to the mat because it's very tempting to sort of turn the whole body, but by keeping one part square and changing and stretching the other part, you actually create more movement in the spine, in the torso, in the legs, and the hips. So then keeping the flow, right hand on the inside of this bit. So the right hand comes onto the inside of the left foot and then reaching up with this hand, gently taking the gaze up, and then when I'm ready, bringing both hands back down to the mat, moving the foot back to meet the left foot, and then knees, chest and chin into a flow, an upward dog, strengthening the core, the front and the back muscles in the torso, stretching the hamstrings and calf muscles, and then preparing by looking forward and then jumping with the feet forward in between the hands, and then the arms come up. Take a few deep breaths. I'm a bit like, oh, I've just done a flow. So it's very important that when you do flows, when you do sun salutations, is you take a bit of time to bring your attention back to the breath so that you can feed your body all that delicious oxygen that helps keep the muscles happy, keep the lungs happy, keep the blood cells happy. So take a few breaths in between. So here we are with stepping back with the right and the left, not jumping this time because I want to go slowly through the flow. Coming up into an upward dog, turning the feet over, pressing back the weight into the hips and the hands, stepping forward with the right foot, stepping forward with the left foot, bending the knees as much as I need to so that I can stretch the spine and not the hamstrings and the muscles in the legs. And then just playing with it, because you never know how your body's feeling on a particular day. It's quite important to listen to your body, because sometimes you might feel like you want to go more into a stretch, and that's great. And sometimes your body just isn't ready, and that's okay. Be kind to it, because it's the house that you live in. so be just enjoy yourself with different flows. Once you've learned a basic sun salutation, which I'll put the link to both of these videos, once I've uploaded them, I'll put them in the comments of this video. And then if you want to, I'll also put the notes, the links to some other basic sun salutations, so that you can try different ones that you enjoy, and you can have a look at what kind of style you enjoy. So let's stop that share and we'll come back to me. So this week, what I wanted to do was explain the third limb of yoga, which is Asana. Asana are the seats or postures, the physical practice of moving your body, linking the breath to each movement, and exploring your inner world and keeping your body healthy, happy, strong. Now, the whole reason I'm finishing on where probably I should have started, but whatever. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, hey. The point of the asanas is, yes, we want a strong and healthy body, but the main reason is to prepare it for meditation. So to sit still for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, to sit still with an upright spine, with your legs folded or seated in a chair, it requires strength, and it requires tenacity, and it requires determination to hold the posture. So by going through these sun salutations, by going through the different postures, you strengthen every single muscle in your body, so that when it comes to sitting, which seems like the easiest thing in the world, when it comes to sitting, you're able to hold that position whilst you meditate, so that you're not focusing, so that you can focus on your inner world, in your mind. You can focus on your breath only, rather than being distracted, like, oh, my leg's gone dead. so it's really important to try and do 3 sun salutations every day. First thing in the morning is great. If you can do 3 at night time as well, that's even better. And why I say it's even better, it's not to get your fitness levels like but it's to explore the changes in your body throughout the day. So when you wake up first thing in the morning, chances are you've been horizontal for, fingers crossed, at least 5 to 6 hours, ideally 7 to 8 hours. And what happened is your whole physiology is different from when you went to sleep. For example, blood pressure is going to be different, perhaps, because first thing in the morning, your body's been horizontal. So changing from an upright position to it's going to change the flow of the blood. Also, when you've been sleeping, all the muscles have relaxed and haven't really been used, so they tend to be a little bit shorter. So first thing in the morning, your first sun salutation is gonna most likely be more stretching, more exploring the feeling in your body. And then by the third one, you might be back to how you normally feel. Hopefully a little bit better than each day. Every time you do sun salutation, hopefully it's a little bit better than the last one. But you know what? There's an ebb and flow with energy. And first thing in the morning, it will be kind of tight. Most of the time, it'll be kind of tight. And then if you explore when you do one in the evening, when you've been up and about and walking all day, using the different muscles in your body just for life, then when you come to do sun salutation at night time, you might notice that you can go a little bit further, or maybe you're tired and you've got the flexibility in the muscles but not the strength. So it's really, really interesting to do 3 in the morning, 3 at night time. If you want, just do it for one day. Just do it for one day and have a look at the difference in your body. And then, you know what, the rest is up to you. If you want to practice every day, that's fantastic. If you want to practice 3 times a week, that's fantastic. If you want to practice once a week, that's fantastic. If you only want to try once and you never ever want to do it again, you know what, well done for trying. And you can always come back to it. You can always go back to what you know. It takes guts to try something new. So briefly, because my eggs and my sandwich are super cold now. Look at my egg. My egg is like solid. Right. Oh, no, I split the yolk. Anyway, so I just want to finish by saying yoga is fantastic. I really enjoy my practice. For example, yesterday, I'll be super honest with you, yeah? I had a glass of red wine and I was playing this silly game on my phone, and we were in the garden, and my housemate said, do you want to go up to the roof and we'll enjoy the sun up there? I'm like, yeah, let's go for it. So took the glass of wine, took my phone, and then we went upstairs to the roof and put some music on. And I was like, oh, I feel like doing something. Let's do some yoga. And he's looking at me like I'm bonkers because I've got a glass of red wine in my hand. And I'm like, this is the best time. The sun's shining, we've got wine, we've got music. Why not enjoy a little bit of yoga? So we started, and then I was there for an hour and a half, just like flowing. We put some rock music on, we put some dance music on, and we were just going through flow and doing a little bit of calisthenics, not really, doing some press ups, and just using our bodies in different ways, because it was almost like a little bit of a party, but didn't want to be dancing around the roof. I wanted to be using my body in a way that I know is really good for it. And 90 minutes later, this morning, oh my gosh, I can really feel I feel my quads. I can feel the muscles in my shoulders, my triceps, because we did loads of plank. Just like holding it to like a huge guitar solo on a rock. Well, we were listening to Queens of the Stone Age songs for the deaf, so I'll put a link to that album in here as well, because I think the physical postures of yoga are fantastic, but often people get kind of caught up in the way that, like, oh, I really want to do a handstand, or I really want to do a crow position, or I really want to just like get to the end perfect position. But these things don't exist without the lead up to it. So whenever I get a moment and I feel like, oh, I'm a bit bored, don't know what to do, or I feel like I've got energy but I don't know where to put it, I put it into yoga and we just play with it. So I hope you try. Just put on your favorite music and try and make a link between fun stuff and yoga, because a lot of people I think yoga is just about a bit of heavy breathing and then sitting on your backside for 20 minutes thinking about what am I going to buy at the shop. But it's not like that. You can really, if you start linking the physical postures and the flows and the sun salutations to maybe an album that you really like, then you can sit there. You can do yoga for however long the album is, 40 minutes, and you just enjoy it. And you can enjoy the physical postures without having to go really into all the psychology and the philosophy of, you know, samadhi state and all that. I mean, you can just enjoy it. And that basically, I love yoga, and I hope you will try it so that you love it too. Now, I teach online, and if you want to have a private yoga class, then please send me a message, comment, or join me on Facebook. I'll put the links to everything in the comments. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback, if you have any constructive criticism, if you have any ideas of what you think would be good to share with other people, that I might be able to help with, get in contact. Please start a conversation, because I'm always happy to like start a new conversation and have a look at what we can do together. What else? Have a look at the other videos, the first limb of yoga, the second limb of yoga. We're now doing the third limb of yoga. Next week, the fourth limb of yoga. Fifth week, the fifth limb of yoga, all the way up to 8. So please subscribe, and then you'll get a notification when the next video is out. What else? Oh, I run a doodle a day challenge with my art group. If you want to get involved with that, have a look at my website, amazingartsociety.com. We draw a doodle every day at 11 AM onwards. I put the topic into the chat. It's not really yoga, but it is a way of meditating. I think drawing something, doodling stuff on paper is an amazing way to get your creative juices flowing and activate different parts of your brain, which is also why I like artwork. So in the future, what I want to do is make art and yoga retreats combined, so that you can explore your physical body and explore your mental body, like your mentality. Explore that through art and explore your mentality through yoga. So that's my plans for the future. If you want to know more about that, yeah, just get in touch, and hopefully we'll see you at a retreat soon when the doors open and we can all get together in a safe environment. So what else? I feel like I'm rambling now, and I've only had an inch of coffee in my cup. Asana are the physical postures of yoga. Good to learn a basic sun salutation, which I'll put the links to. Feel free to look through the videos and practice bit by bit. There are tons of videos online with support, but if you'd like one-on-one care, send me a message and I can teach you privately. Try once, 3 in the morning and 3 in the night. Just explore the difference throughout your body throughout the day. Send me a message if you have any questions. So I really appreciate you coming and sitting with me. It's been, I think this is the longest video, so thank you very much for your time. And if you enjoyed, please like this video, please share this video with people that you think might enjoy it, and subscribe and get in touch. So loads of love to you. Enjoy your practice. And I really appreciate you making time to come and join me this morning in yoga philosophy classes. So, namaste. Bye bye.